love that you have shown each one of us, the graduating seniors, and for the opportunities that you have given us to respond to that love and to share that love with others during these past 4 years. This evening we come to you not in a ceremonial prayer, but in a prayer of faith, believing that you are our source, that you are involved in our lives, and that you are responding to our needs, and that you are directing the paths that we acknowledge. As we come to such a major stepping stone in the path of our lives, we give thanks for all the efforts that have poured into our lives through our parents, teachers, and the many people of this community who have done so much to encourage us and enrich our educational environment. We are also grateful for the dedication and service of the students before you this evening. But we know that the real fruits of our labors will be revealed to us as young men and women as we move on to accomplish the goals ahead for us. So our prayer this evening is this, that you will touch our lives in such a way that will enable us to reach our total potential, that you will touch our lives with wisdom and strength in all of our endeavors, and that you will be focused on so we can receive every blessing in store for us, that our lives will be filled with desire to serve you and your fellow man, and finally, that nothing will separate us from your mercy and love. Thank you. Please be seated.
Welcome to the graduation ceremony for Upper St. Clair's class of 2001. As we take this momentous step in our lives, we are pleased for the beautiful weather and, more importantly, to have all of you with us today. I am honored to present the Upper St. Clair class of 2001 to the community. Thank you.
In all honesty, I do not deserve to be standing up here all alone today. The reason I am here is because I was fortunate enough to have had the support of my friends and family throughout the years. Mom, Dad, Meredith, and Melanie, thank you for never doubting me and providing me with your unconditional love. To my friends, thank you for taking the time to make yourselves such an important part of my life. Together we have laughed, we've cried, and we've shared our deepest secrets. I have grown so much as a person simply because I've known you. Katie, Kim, and Liz, I would just like you to know that I did it all for the woo. There's one more person I would especially like to thank, and I hope that he knows who he is. His friendship came along unexpectedly, and unfortunately, we have grown apart these past few months. I would just like him to know that because I know him, I will never be the same. I want to thank him for having faith in me, and I hope he realizes how much his friendship means to me. To my fellow classmates, I would like to share a poem that I wrote with you in mind. This morning the sun rose as simply as it always does, and tonight it will surely set. But standing on the threshold of tomorrow, we are likely to never forget. To forget this graduation day and all it will come to mean, the first day of kindergarten, the last day of senior year, and all the times in between. Although we often complained and longed for the day that we would be set free, the time we have spent here has played a role in who we are and the adults that we will be. The people we have met, the friends that we have made, the enemies we've encountered, the friends that have strayed, all the memories, good and bad, will forever remain in our hearts, even as the years pass by and we find ourselves drifting apart. Today, perhaps for the last time, we stand united on common ground. So remember the people sitting beside you and take a good look around. Take a look at the places you've been and the people who stood by your side day after day. Hold on to no regrets and say all that you want to say. And as time goes by and your high school years seem so distant and far, hold these memories close to your heart and don't forget the people who made you who you are. Thank you.
is a day when we will be bombarded with quotes of ancient philosophers, world leaders, past presidents, and captains of industry with wise advice on our lives and our futures. I am choosing to walk a little bit of a different path today. Not only is this quote I'm about to read to you penned by one of the greatest philosophers of the 20th century, it is also from someone who has survived many tribulations on his way to the top, Mick Jagger, the lead singer of the Rolling Stones. Now, a lot of you may say that Mick's antics aren't exactly appropriate for a graduation, but truly, who's better to give advice than a man who has remained at the top of a cutthroat business for over 30 years, who has attained great wealth and fame, gets to dance around in tight spandex anytime he pleases, and most importantly, despite the fact that he is without a doubt one of the ugliest men I have ever seen in my life, manages to always be dating some beautiful supermodel. Now, Mick did write good lyrics, and I think perhaps the most poignant of their songs is You Can't Always Get What You Want. The song came off the 1970 album Let It Bleed, and its chorus seems to have special meaning at this time. Mick sings, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you get what you need. In Upper St. Clair for the past 12 years of our lives, we've gotten way more than we need. We have been handed opportunity after opportunity to stand out, participate and learn, and better ourselves. As a class, we had it pretty easy. We live in an affluent community with a great support system, great teachers, great administrators, great students, and a wonderful building. Yeah, there were times when we doubted our grades, our performance on the field, our social lives, but at least we had those opportunities. A thought to leave here with, perhaps, is that we won't have all these kinds of advantages in the future. We won't be handed money to go out. We won't be bought a car on our 16th birthday. We won't have the chance to participate in something we always wanted to. Life may not give us what we want all the time. The truth is that we all must realize that this place has trained us so that life can give us what we need if we put some effort into it. The next steps in all our lives will be different. Be thankful for your time here, because the real world can be unforgiving and unkind, and we are fortunate at having such luck to attend a high school with such merit. So when there is a time when you can't get what you want, try a little, and you may get what you need. I think what Dr. Mick was trying to say is that the fight, the struggle, the hard work, and the people who help you on your journey to what you want is what you need. You don't need to win the award, you don't need to get the win, you don't need the fleeting fame at the end. My reward today is not 2 minutes of semi-fame on this podium, but the people and the experiences on the way. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my parents for supporting me through this whole ordeal. Without food and shelter, this probably wouldn't have been possible. I'd like to thank my family for driving up to see me, my girlfriend Lauren and her parents, all my friends, E-Hooks, Will, Spider-Man and his better half, Kim, Allison, Meg, Prussian Dancer number 2, the St. Clairian staff, Most Drummer, Natural Helpers 01, I'm sure all of you guys are bored by this and you know why, the ball team, and the entire staff. All of you are excellent and enriched the school. I'd like to thank my classmates for being a good group to go through the embarrassment of wearing these ridiculous outfits with. To paraphrase Ferris Bueller, this get-up is kind of childish with this silly hat and all, but then again, so is high school. Best of luck to everyone, and I hope you all find what you were looking for.
Nearly 4 years ago, we walked through the doors of the high school for the very first time. We were at a crossroads in our life, unsure of what lay ahead. Nervous about our classes, teachers, and friends, we entered a new chapter in our lives. We were unaware of those people around us who would forever touch our lives. Over the last 4 years, we have been striving to achieve academic and personal success. While we have learned many facts and figures, our knowledge goes far beyond the classroom. We learned values such as hard work, determination, and honesty, values that will stay with us permanently. We have forever changed each other and grown in ways that we never could have imagined. With endless nights of homework, countless tests, and reports, we have grown. Intermixing with a variety of students and teachers, we have grown. With the gain or loss of friendships, we have grown. However, this growth has not always come easily. Some of our most valuable lessons have been learned from the tough times, not just the good. Often, when we fell, we had to find the strength from within to move ahead. And it was during these times that we realized we had truly grown up. Now, as we sit here in our caps and gowns, surrounded by all those we love, we have approached another major crossroads in our life, the closing of one chapter and the beginning of another. Once again, we are unsure of what lies before us and where our lives are headed. However, we have so much more now than we had 4 years ago. We have matured into men and women who are ready for the challenges ahead of us. However, we never could have made it this far alone. Personal growth and ultimate success is impossible without the support and unconditional love of those around us. Personally, I never could have come to this point in my life without the unconditional love and support of God, my family, and friends. First and foremost, I would like to thank God for blessing me with so many gifts, talents, and people who have enabled me to become who I am. To my family, Mom and Dad, you are a constant inspiration to me. You have shown me through example how to grow, love, and live. You've impressed upon me values and have challenged me to reach for the highest and never lose sight of my dreams. Thank you, Mom and Dad. I will be forever grateful for your never-ending love and support. Jennifer and Matthew, you mean so much to me, even though we do have our differences at times. I love you both more than you will ever know. To the rest of my family that is present, and to those that are here with me in spirit, you have always believed in me and loved me. And the best part is, I know that no matter where I am in life, I can always turn to you, my family, for love and knowledge. Finally, to my friends and mentors, you have helped me survive everything, both good times and bad. Thank you for being who you are and never losing faith in me. So now, as we stand here, uncertain yet excited about the future, we should be proud of our journey and of who we have become. Now we must forge ahead, anticipating the future, but never forgetting our past. For this is just the end of the beginning. Congratulations, we've made it, and we're the proud class of 2001.
From the day I stepped out of the high school after completing my junior year, thoughts of college occupied my dreams. Waving goodbye to my senior friends as they embarked on their journeys to seek both knowledge and freedom left me impatient to do the same. I never anticipated feelings of sadness and fear. I never expected to wish summer would not come. I never realized how much I depend on the people around me and how much I will miss them next year. Although the old saying holds that all good things must come to an end, the bonds of friendship created and strengthened in these past 4 years with you will last a lifetime. Together, we cheered our teams through victory and defeat. We suffered through 2 long years of construction. We made new friends and lost some old ones. We shared laughter and sorrow. But most of all, we grew up and changed together. Whether or not we keep in contact with each other over the years, we will remain a powerful influence in each other's lives. As Alfred Lord Tennyson reflected in his poem, Ulysses, I'm a part of all that I have met. So when I leave for college this fall, I will take a part of you with me. The confidence and independence I gained over the past 4 years emerged as a product of your influence. Fond memories of athletic events, dances, and relationships exist because we created them together. Everyone in this graduating class left their mark. Everyone will be remembered. No matter where we go or what we become, the influence of our high school years will be ever present. Thanks for helping me through everything. Thanks for the memories.
Well, this is it. Our time as developing products of our families and of Upper St. Clair comes to an end today. Starting in less than an hour, we will begin another stage of our lives as complete adults, individuals free to choose our own paths. And what will guide us, you may ask? What we have learned during the past 18 years through our roles as children, friends, and students. It is now the responsibility of each one of us to make good use of what we have learned, but with an effective balance between the extremes of living in the past and completely forgetting it. So now, while we're still open to learning through high school experience, I want to share a few points which I hope will at least make you think. Our Upper St. Clair education was kind of like one of those crazy seafood buffets which was an integral part of every band trip. There, you were able and encouraged to see and try everything, risk and commitment free. So by senior year, when it was time to think about colleges and majors, we had a pretty good sense of what was really important and enjoyable to us. We tried everything and found what we liked, and now hopefully we're going to be involved in that area for the rest of our lives. I say hopefully because although I would like to believe that we are all choosing majors and careers based on what we love to do, I know that this option is not always practical. But I do sincerely believe, as a valedictorian who is majoring in flute performance in order to become a professional musician, that our happiness should be our first concern when planning for the future, and that if we want anything badly enough, that we can always find a way to make it work. But although I stress focusing on what you love, keep in mind that Captain JB's all-you-can-eat calabash is always open, and stay open-minded, and that shouldn't apply exclusively to your definition of fun. While I have your attention, I would also like to promote my personal philosophy that if there is something simple you can do, like holding a door or throwing away an iced tea carton, which will make someone's day even the tiniest bit better, whether you receive credit or not, you should never let this opportunity pass, because it is an easy way to contribute to the well-being of another, and to work against what I believe to be one of the greatest problems of society today, selfishness. Finally, in the words of James Baldwin, the future is like heaven. Everyone exalts it, but no one wants to go there now. Today, as we think about the fun we've had during the past few days and throughout this year, this quotation seems accurate to most of us, but we all know that it's time to move on, and that we will be better off having conceded to do so. But remember, no matter what, you will never be the only one in this world receiving funny looks from cafeteria workers who have been asked to give you a steamed bagel, a greasy hash brown, and a piece of yellow cheese. Thank you.
Good afternoon. First, I would just like to say hello to the band, because for the past 3 years, I was sitting back there in the trumpet section, so hi band. And Christina, good job on the fanfare. For my 2 minutes, I want to tell you about an important truth that I've learned in my short time on this earth. No one is an island to him or herself. Anyone who achieves anything significant does not achieve it alone. Everyone stands on the shoulders of those who have gone before, and I am no exception. Being a valedictorian is a singular achievement. However, I could not and did not achieve it alone. So my speech is a thank you speech. First, I would like to thank my loving parents, who always taught me to do my very best and emphasized the importance of an education. And Mom, thanks for helping me stay focused. I would also like to thank my sister, who graduated 3 years ago and paved the way for me. She could not be here today, as she is in Japan studying abroad, but she will see the tape of this ceremony. So Lizzie, I love you very much, and I've missed you. I would also like to thank my grandparents and my aunts and uncles for all of their love and encouragement. To my teachers, especially those I have had in the last 2 years, I know all of the hard work you have put into your careers, and thanks for caring so much, and don't ever let down your standards. And lastly, I would like to thank my fellow classmates and all of my friends for all the fun times. And I'd especially like to thank Derek, Lauren, and Anna. To the first class of the millennium, we are standing on some pretty broad shoulders. So remember the sacrifices that those before have made for us. Just do the best that you can with the hand that you have been dealt, and keep in mind what you put in is what you will get out. Now, it doesn't take a Phi Beta Kappa to know that my speech would not be complete without a Sicaniism. So, in all of your future endeavors, good luck and do a good job. And on a final note, I'll leave you with a little of Mrs. Higgins by saying, bravo, class of 2001. Thank you.
For my speech, I'd like to say something that all of you already know. I just thought a little reminder couldn't hurt. Take a second and think about where you came from and where you grew up. Beautiful old Upper St. Clair. Sure, we've all had our gripes and complaints about this place. Nothing's perfect. But the bottom line is, we're all pretty lucky. We live in a free nation that supports human rights and strives for world peace, while so many other countries face oppression and war. In the world, about 24,000 people die from starvation a day, but I can't remember the last time I was hungry, let alone starving. We have received so much opportunity and so much good fortune, we must be sure to use and appreciate it. Remember the famous proverb, "To whom much is given, much is expected." You have been given so much, so how will you live up to your expectations? Use your good fortune, and let's make this world a better place. With those thoughts in mind, I'd like to thank the following people for the opportunities they have given me in life. I wish I could be a little more specific, but I only have 2 minutes. First, I'd like to thank God and my parents for absolutely everything, and my little sister Holland for always being my friend. Furthermore, thanks to the faculty, administration, and community for a wonderful education. Finally, I want to close by thanking all of you, the class of 2001, for being there for me and being my friend. You've all meant so much to me, and I'll miss you all. I promised myself I wouldn't cry, so I'll just leave it at that. But thank you and good luck.
As I stand before you today, I am honored to follow in the footsteps of a wonderful person. That person is my mother. When my mother graduated high school, she was the valedictorian of her senior class. As valedictorian, she too was given the opportunity to address her teachers, classmates, and community. In her speech, she referred to a book entitled Mr. Blue by Miles Connolly. The story of Mr. Blue is about the courage to be true to yourself and the courage to strike out on your own. Just as it was for her class, our class will be going its separate ways to begin a new journey. A journey to find who we are and a journey to make it on our own. As I stand now at a crossroads in my life, I know that it is time to begin my new journey. Although I do not know where the journey will lead me, I do know that I will be turning to that courage of which my mother spoke. Mom and Dad, thank you for giving me this courage. You have been my motivation and inspiration, and your support has helped me to find myself. Thank you for teaching me the importance of hard work and for showing me the meaning of unconditional love. I want to wish you a happy anniversary, and I love you more than you will ever know. I would also like to thank 2 of my teachers who have not only taught me in the classroom, but have also been an inspiration outside of school. Thank you, Ms. Holman, for your guidance with the yearbook and the National Honor Society. Your courage throughout this year has been an inspiration. Ms. Tungate, thank you for your leadership, your patience, and your friendship. I have learned so much from you. To the Core 4, it was a privilege to work with you, and I could not have asked for better people with whom to spend the many hours during deadlines. To all my friends, thank you for your inspiration and for giving me confidence in myself. Whether you were my 3 roommates from all the spring trips, my 2 oldest friends, Jenny and Jackie, or my friend Betsy, who has been like a sister to me, thank you for the laughs, the memories, and for helping me to grow. I would also like to thank Eric. Thank you for your friendship, love, support, and calming influence. Lastly, I would like to thank Elizabeth, my sister, my closest friend. I could not be prouder of the person that my younger sister has become, and I feel blessed to have such a supportive person in my life. Elizabeth, thank you. I love you. Our families, our teachers, and our friends have all helped us to find courage. They've helped us to stay true to ourselves and have helped us prepare to venture out on our own. These people have all given us similar roots, and today they are giving us wings to fly. May you use your courage now to begin your journey, and may you use your wings to find yourself and your place in the world. Congratulations, and the best of luck next year.
Before I begin, I would like to take a moment to thank all of those who have helped me, inspired me, and encouraged me. To my teachers, thank you for sharing your love of knowledge with me. To my friends, I can't thank you enough for your humor, your advice, and your examples. Each one of you have left footprints on my heart forever. To my brother, thank you for smoothing the path before me. You have shown me the ropes and have given me an example to follow. To my sister, you have always been there for me. You never fail to find the time to listen to me, and your laugh lights up my life. Thank you. To my parents, thank you for your never-ending encouragement, your patience, and for teaching me to pursue my dreams. And finally to God, thank you for the many gifts you have blessed me with. 13 years ago, we all boarded a school bus for kindergarten. Scared and unsure, each of us began a journey through secondary school that comes to a close today. Now today, each one of us again stands frightened and uncertain as we begin to embark on another journey. And as we begin our path, I look to the advice each child's given in kindergarten: follow your dreams. As 6-year-olds, we believed nothing was impossible. Not afraid of failure, we tried everything, refusing to give up and always pursuing our dreams. Now 13 years later, we have to once again hurdle the barriers of defeat and chase our aspirations. Each person in this class has been blessed with so many talents. Whether that talent lies in sports, music, or your personality, each one of us possesses a unique ability. However, the talent itself means nothing. It is how we use that talent, which means everything. And in order to use our talents to the fullest, we must have dreams to follow. Therefore, like you did in kindergarten, set your dreams before you and pursue them with passion. Without doubt, barriers will block your path and road bumps will slow you down. However, no matter what kind of obstacles you may run into, I urge you to never lose sight of your dreams. In closing, I found a quote by Britta Fixdale very appropriate. She says, "Dream what you want to dream, go where you want to go. Be what you want to be, because you only have one life and one chance to do all the things you want to do." Thank you.
Dr. Pope, Mrs. Peterson, Board of School Directors, parents, teachers, friends, and members of the class of 2001. Welcome to the annual Upper St. Clair High School commencement ceremony. I would like to begin this year's presentation of the class with a personal observation and opinion. 2 weeks ago, while signing diplomas, I was surprised to notice a significant number of students I knew in this class. Now, I know your first thought is too many trips to the principal's office, right? Well, actually, that's not the case. It's been through committee work, co-curricular activities, breakfast with the principal, or just casual conversation in the halls that I've gotten to know most of these seniors. Are they perfect? Well, we've had our share of scrapes and challenges, as recently as about an hour ago. But that's really part of the overall learning process. Some people, at times even educators, and I must admit, including myself, forget that if students came to us as perfect individuals, we wouldn't need schools. Contrary to the negatives you may hear about today's youth, let me assure you that these students are much more friendly, personable, cooperative, and courteous than previous generations encountered during my 32 years in public education. I firmly believe that the future is bright and our fate is in good hands with the students assembled before us today. Among other achievements, this class represents 16 students with National Merit Recognition, 9 valedictorians, 3 Superintendent's Award winners, 15 students earning state PMEA music honors, including 3 chosen for national competitions, 4 WPIL championships, along with 1 individual and 1 state championship, matriculation to a wide variety of competitive schools such as the Naval and Air Force Academies, Princeton, Yale, and Dartmouth, Johns Hopkins, MIT, and the University of Notre Dame. Yes, I think those trips to the principal's office are paying off. Dr. Pope, as principal of Upper St. Clair High School, I do hereby certify that the students gathered before us have met the requirements for graduation as mandated by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the Upper St. Clair Board of School Directors. Dr. Pope, it is with great pleasure that I present to you the Upper St. Clair High School class of 2001.
This is the 12th commencement speech I've delivered as superintendent, and trying to maintain originality becomes difficult each year. It seems that the most meaningful thoughts and ideas have already been written and included often in the most unusual collections. In that same spirit, it is said to steal from one person is plagiarism. To steal from many is thought to be research. While I have done exhaustive research in preparing this speech, although I take no credit for the authorship of these words, I take all the glory for arranging them in such a meaningful and memorable fashion. For example, someone sent to me a copy of a speech Bill Gates, the world's richest man before and after the failure of the dot-com companies, delivered at a high school commencement much like yours today. The title of the speech was 11 Things You Will Not Learn in School. Taking the liberty to select several of the 11, here are my favorites. Rule number 3, you will not make $50,000 a year right out of high school. You won't be vice president with a cell phone until you earn both. Rule number 4, if you think your teachers were tough, wait till you get a boss. Rule number 7, before you were born, your parents weren't as boring as they are now. They got that way from paying your bills, cleaning your clothes, listening to you talk about how cool you are. So before you save the rainforest, try cleaning the closet in your own room. Rule number 9, life is not divided into semesters. You don't get the summers off, and very few employers are interested in helping you find yourself. You can do that on your own time. And rule number 10, television is not real life. In real life, people have to leave the beach or the coffee shop and go to work. Those are some of the rules Bill Gates remembers. Let me add some of my own thoughts and advice for the days, months, and years ahead. Remember your teachers, all of them, who labored to make your education and diploma truly mean something. Remember your classmates, all of them, because together they are the class of 2001. That will be your one collective memory of each other and all that you have contributed to our tradition. Remember your fears, all of them. Over the next month and years ahead, you will meet many new and diverse young people. All of them will be eager to be accepted and fearful that they may not be. Be kind to them and comfort those who are not as fortunate as you, or perhaps a bit more timid. Remember your friends, all of them, and promise to always be a good friend. While it will not always be easy to be a good friend, there really is no room in your life for less. Remember that whenever you fall in love, love takes work, and it never takes vacation. Remember that life is not a dress rehearsal, and today is the only guarantee you get. Remember your family. You don't have to be cool, but you do have to kiss your mom and hug your dad. And remember that no matter how serious your life requires you to be, everyone needs a friend to act goofy with. Allow me to speak to all the parents for a minute. These remarks come from a story called The Cost of Raising a Child, and as you ride the emotional roller coaster that is high school graduation, listen to this. For $160,000, the cost of raising a child, you get a front row seat to history to witness the first step, the first word, the first date, and the first time behind the wheel. You get to be immortal. You get another branch added to your family tree, and if you're lucky, a long list of limbs in your obituary called grandchildren. You get education in psychology, nursing, criminal justice, communications, and human sexuality that no college can match. In the eyes of a child, you rank right up there with God. You have all the power to love your children without limits, so one day they will, like you, love without counting the cost. As much as you are enjoying today, your parents are equally happy and relieved. While the world will provide every obstacle imaginable, the one most difficult to overcome will be the lack of faith in yourself. Whether you think you can or cannot, you're right. Don't be afraid to dream. It is one of the critical differences that make us human. Celebrate that difference. For example, look out at the world 5 times for every time you look in a mirror. Looking into the mirror for me is always a bit of a disappointment. When I dream, however, I always have a wonderful head of hair. Lastly, listen with an open heart and open mind to those who love you the most. I know that my speech may be sounding like the sermon you have to listen to from your parents while you're waiting for them to hand over the car keys, but listen out of love and respect. If you want to be attentive, just in the unlikely event your dad says something truly worthwhile. To the class of 2000, I finished the speech as a parent with a prayer. God, please let them fly, but don't let them fall. Thank you for sharing your day with us. Now may I present your school board president, Mrs. Angela Peterson.
On behalf of the Board of School Directors of Upper St. Clair, I congratulate the senior class of 2001. I welcome the family and friends gathered here today to commemorate this occasion. I understand that this day belongs to the graduates, and I will follow the advice given to me by my Aunt Teresa, a retired school teacher, who told me that if I was ever in the position to give this address, to remember one thing: no one came here today to hear me speak. Therefore, I assure you my comments will be brief. The members of the class of 2001 are the leaders of tomorrow. You, the parents and guardians of these fine young men and women, chose Upper St. Clair as the place to raise and educate your children because you wanted this future for them. We are a community of leaders. Although we call ourselves by another name, we are more comfortable with being known as volunteers. We volunteer because we want to be involved. We lead by example. Much of the success of these students, our school district, and the community as a whole is due to the high level of leadership demonstrated by our community. These graduates will go on to be leaders in the arts, leaders in industry, leaders in government, leaders in education, leaders in medicine, leaders in houses of worship, leaders in communities, and leaders in families. The problems that face this nation, indeed the world, will be on their shoulders. The decisions they make will not always be easy, nor will these decisions always be popular. The decisions they make may not always be right, but I trust that they will be the result of their best effort. My wish for our children is that when the time comes for them to reflect on their lives, they can look back and have no regrets. Regret happens only when you fail to try. I am confident that these leaders seated before us will invest their time and energy wisely, and that they will always try. It is time for us to say goodbye, in a sense, to these shining, hopeful faces. Saying goodbye is a difficult task for most of us, but I found a passage that I would like to share. I am standing upon a seashore. A ship at my side spreads her white sails and starts for the blue ocean. She is an object of beauty and strength, and I stand and watch her until at length she is only a ribbon of white cloud, just where the sea and sky come to mingle with each other. Someone at my side says, "There, she's gone." Gone? Where? Gone from my sight, that is all. She is just as large in mast and hull and spar as she was when she left my side. Her diminished size is in me, not in her. Just at that moment, when someone at my side says, "There, she is gone," there are other voices ready to take up the glad shout, "There she comes." In closing, on a personal note, my daughter is a member of the class of 2001. It is my hope that those who will be welcoming my Beth into their midst will appreciate just how blessed they will be for having known her. Will you join me in saying goodbye to the class of 2001?
Kara Lynn McGinnis.
John Manning Thomas, Senior Class President, valedictorian.
Laura Whitmire Myers, Senior Class Secretary.
Leslie Ann Underwood, Senior Class Treasurer. Daniel Dawson Fazio,
Kimberly Arlene
valedictorian.
George, valedictorian.
Diane Martha O'Hara, valedictorian.
Jessica Christine Pruce, valedictorian.
Jennifer Lynn Rowland, valedictorian.
Allison Diane Vaughter, valedictorian.
Jessica Amy Yancora, valedictorian.
Zabin Louis Furness, student council president.
Emily Sina Bussey, student council vice president.
Joseph Michael Mazzarini, student council executive officer.
Ryan Christopher Bates, student council executive officer.
Lauren Nancy McClintock, student council executive officer.
Lee Naomi Abrams.
Amanda Lee Dixon, valedictorian.
Justin Sean Accomando.
Matthew Christopher Kennedy.
Lori Beth Albright.
Michael Patrick Keys.
Caitlin Marie Allegretti.
Gretchen Marie Kipp.
Amanda Marie Allen.
Kristen Rose Kiss.
Erin Elizabeth Am.
Andrew Benjamin Claver.
Justin Tyler Archie.
Philip Klein.
Diane Lee Argento.
Stephanie Page Cope.
Eric David Atman.
Holly Elizabeth Koschel.
Kevin Michael Auberly.
Jennifer Lynn Kessner.
Francis Paul Offenberg III.
Jessica Lee Kohler.
Andrea Maraway Avik.
Philip Condroy.
Jeffrey Alexander Baldessare.
Anne Marie Corson.
Lindsay Marie Barbarita.
Kristen Ann Kramer.
Carla Marie Basil.
Carrie Eileen Kunzig.
Alyssa Lynn Batchelor.
Victoria Melissa Kursine.
Jubal Joseph Battisti.
Mark J. Kurtzrock Jr.
Carolyn Carey Bott.
Beth Ann Labriola.
Matthew Allen Beardsley.
Derek Daniel Latchet.
Anthony Joseph Bellino.
Brendan Michael Laffey.
Patrick Thomas Betchart.
Peter Major Landis.
Jacqueline Lee Bezek.
Brianne Lynn Lasorso.
Adam G.C. Blanco.
Jeremy Charles Cohen Leifer.
Aaron E. Bluey.
Victoria Marie Lesky.
Josh E. Bobrowski.
David John Lewis.
Isara Natalie Bonilla.
Jason Mark Listak.
Brian David Bora.
Nancy U. Lowe.
Michael Edward Boss, Superintendent's Academic Achievement Award recipient.
Darren E. Lucas.
Konstantin Bolanjanis.
Laura Elizabeth Macy.
David Ryan Boykin Jr.
Robert Crawford McWinney.
Timothy Paul Breen.
Laura Ann Mann.
Sean L. Brennan.
Megan Dawn Marconiak.
Sarah Ann Brett.
Brittany Ann Martin.
Michelle Nicole Broadland.
Jake Thomas Martin.
Brian Fitzwilliam Beagle.
Alyssa Hope May.
Jennifer Butterfield.
Joy Eileen Mayer.
Christopher Joseph Campbell.
Brendan Joseph McAllister.
David D. Camus.
Stephen Richard McCall.
Gina Michelle Cardamone.
Andrew Lokalale McCready.
Christopher Dewey Kassler.
Ryan Peter McGrath.
Kathleen Ann Chandler.
Catherine Elizabeth McGroarty.
Kathy C. Chang.
David William McKinley.
Julie Ann Charles.
William John McMinn II.
Catherine Ann Cheeley.
Tyler James McNary.
Nancy Chang Peng Chen.
Nathan A. Mearstein.
Meredith A. Clark.
Jessica Ann Meinert.
Jacqueline Sue Clister.
Kristen Nicole McCullough.
Brittany Elizabeth Colatrella.
Matthew Scott Meinert.
Andrew Jason Coleman.
Jeremy Mitchell.
Ryan Thomas Costantino.
Peter James Moberly.
Derek Michael
Christopher
Connor.
James Morgan. Jonathan David Morris.
Ryan Michael Kozlov.
Peter James Mudge.
Stephanie Lynn Crane.
Michael William Mullen.
Dennis Matthew Kreiner.
Michael Ryan Mullen.
James Wright Kroll.
Ashley Robin Murphy.
Amanda Dawn Silk.
Christine Ann Musial.
Diane Elizabeth Danforth.
Andrew Reed Myers.
Neville Kershed Destour.
Brian Russell Myers.
William Benjamin Dawson.
Brianna Ray Myers.
Kara DeBaker.
Jonathan Clayton Nader.
Jessica Teresa DeBartolo.
Marie Nitches.
Michael Joseph DeBartolo.
Lauren Elizabeth Olak.
Brian Christopher DeCecco.
Tristan Andrew Palazzolo.
Gregory Paul Delvito.
Catherine Rose Palermo.
Crystal Michelle DeMillion.
Laura Catherine Palmer.
Jason Paul Dempsey.
Kush S. Patel.
Allison Nicole DeVore.
Dana Heather Paddock.
Jennifer Dawn Denicio.
Jason John Pavick.
Brian Jeremiah Donahoe.
William John Payne.
Aaron Paul Doherty.
Emily Hannah Perlman.
Michael Allen Dragoo.
Elizabeth Ann Peterson.
Charles Ernest Draper.
Aaron Thomas Porter.
Michaela Rose Driscoll.
Cynthia Rebecca Prokopovich.
Devin Claire Duff.
Mary Catherine Rayback.
Kyle Joseph Duff.
Patrick Robert Ramsey.
Joy Lynn Durgan.
Christy Lynn Rechtenwald.
Brad Michael Elias.
Samuel Todd Reed.
David Enoch.
Grace Radfield Remington.
Naomi Enoch.
Alexis Ann Renchelier.
Giovanni Giuseppe Falco.
Laura Heather Richens.
Jonathan Michael Faison.
Thank you. Erica Preble Roberts.
Michael Andrew Fedeska.
Carrie Ann Rodswick.
Jacqueline Marie Fiddler.
Nicholas Wayne Louis Rogers.
Sharon Ann Finley.
Ryan Thomas Roseburg, Superintendent's Academic Achievement Award recipient.
Christopher Taylor Foley.
Lisa Renee Rosenberger.
Kelly Kathleen Foster.
William Bradley Rossner.
Michael A. Fuchs.
Andrew Israel Ross.
Satomi Fuji.
Adam Edward Rossi.
Hillary Rebecca Fuller, Superintendent's Academic Achievement Award recipient.
Peter G. Rawson.
Jessica Michelle Garcia.
Dina Nicole Rui.
Megan Lauren Gall.
Ryan Daniel Rump.
Emily Kristen Gilbert.
Michael Walter Rutkowski.
Jamie Rebecca Gilson.
Matt Aaron Rutledge.
Katrina Marie Gleditch.
Bethany Kristen Schenk.
Ryan Joseph Blanca.
Christopher Michael Schneider.
Heather Michelle Gorman.
Jacqueline Marie Schinzel.
Philip Arthur Gossick.
Kristen Lee Shirley.
Gregory George Gratian.
Gregory Matthew Cease.
Lauren Michelle Greer.
Megan Toth Seitz.
Crystal Ellen Gregory.
Jessica Lynn Surdy.
Amit Gupta.
Cole Lewis Shapiro.
Heather Ashley Hall.
Nicole Christine Slattengren.
Alyssa Brooke Harmon.
Annie Nicole Slivka.
Aaron Lee Harder.
Emily Catherine Smiles.
Charlene Naomi Hartman.
Ellen Isabel Smith.
Keith Clark Hartman Jr.
Jeffrey Paul Smock.
Barry Joel Hartsburg.
Laura Eileen Snavely.
Paul W. Hauge.
Jennifer Ann Solanday.
Sarah Amelia Hayes.
Courtney Lee Sprinkles.
Jamie Elizabeth Hayes.
Jeffrey Charles Storer.
Natalie Jean Heck.
Sarah Elizabeth Strathman.
Nathaniel David Hines.
Julie Marie Suarez.
Keegan Elizabeth Height.
Elizabeth Ann Sizak.
Thomas Daniel Heiser.
Jason Michael Taylor.
Aaron Stephen Herring.
Christy Blair Thompson.
Megan Mackenzie Herod.
Joshua Jobs Thompson.
Elizabeth Ergot Hess.
Josh D. Thompson.
Amelia Ann Higginbotham.
Jonathan W. Thurner.
Kaylee Elizabeth Hignett.
Michael Raymond Tomney.
Patrick James Hindman.
Michael Eric Benjamin Tonti.
Eric Andrew Hooka.
Gerardo Toricos Rodriguez.
Tara Brooke Hoffman.
Jason T. Toth.
Julia Elizabeth Hoffman.
Benton Robert Trotter.
Casey Sue Hoffman.
Jordan Carol Turchek.
Peter G. Howell.
Lisa Marie Vanco.
Susan Elizabeth Hoyson.
Kristen Ann Verlato.
Lynn Ann Hughes.
Adam Paul Vaquero.
Heather Danae Hune.
Laura Grace Villanova.
Emily Margaret Hunter.
Abigail Lynn Walkoff.
Kristen Leona Hupp.
Aaron Claire Wall.
Kevin Francis Herson.
Kelly Ann Lynn Walsh.
Kara Eileen Eigel.
Jeremiah Robert Watts.
Emily Jean Itzel.
Kate Elizabeth Wickman.
Catherine E. Jaworski.
Jeffrey Thomas Wiggins.
Brendan R. Johnson.
Aaron Aressa Williams.
Joshua O. Johnson.
Jonathan Robert Williams.
Kimberly Michelle Johnson.
Kate Alexandra Willott.
Andrea Loretta Johnston.
Adam Augustin Williamson.
Christina Renee Jones.
Kara Lynn Wilson.
Aaron Kelly Jones.
David Wolkoff.
Colleen Jennifer Johnette.
Stephen Taylor Worthy.
Brian Andrew Julius.
Amy Marie Wright.
Katie Lee Jersick.
Jennifer Wu.
Jacob Joseph Kale.
Scott James Wenschel.
James Christopher Campitas.
Anthony Zandrilli.
Aaron Michael Canick.
Eric Andrew Zemba.
Tiffany Heather Kadoff. Bridget Ann Kelly. Not yet. Wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduating class of 2001. Please turn to Castle.